Hi guys, Zach here, another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Destruction Derby. On my team is Deadeye Darren and a player called Labobo, which I haven't played with before, and our opponents are Red Yoshi, Matthias, and there's also one player on their team that I don't know called Matsy. As you can see, I've started in the bottom right hand corner. The bottom right hand corner is quite easy to defend against and it's got a lot of access to ore. Now, people who've played this map will know that in the middle of the map there is a gem island, which is very important for the middle players to try and gain control over, because it just makes life so much easier. If you're mining gems, you can just build up a lot of units very, very quickly. So hopefully, I think Deadeye Darren, as he said, he was middle right position, so he'll be one of the players fighting over to take control of the island. And you can see he's already scouted it out, and I suspect he will be sending some more trucks over there. At the moment, I'm just scouting out the left side of the map. It does look like my team started on the right and the other team has started on the left. We did pick random positions at the start though, so I'm not 100% sure where all the other players are at this stage. Since it's an ore only map, what I am going to do is I am going to build my second ore refinery before I build my second war factory, just so I don't run out of ore. I'm also going to build 2 ore trucks for my war factory before I start building tanks. Sometimes this is a little bit of a risk, but other times when I've played Red Yoshi and Matthias, they don't usually do attacks really early on, so I will be able to get away with it in this situation. Sometimes when you're starting near other players though, you will just want to go from one ore truck before you start building tanks. And you can see our other team are just sending some troops just to go scouting, and I'm just trying to get that box there before the pink team does. Oops, and that's sort of messed that up, but I'll just have to build a couple more troops, but it won't matter too much at this stage. So I'll just get those troops, try and uncover that shroud. And what I'm going to be trying to do now is I'm going to be trying to expand my base to the left at the top there, just to get to another ore patch, so I can start using different ore patches. As you can see, I'm spreading my ore trucks out onto different ore patches. That's because if you put them all on the same ore patch, you will run out of ore quite quickly, and then you'll need to change everything around, whereas if you can spread them out a bit, then it lasts much longer. And you can see I'm now building my second war factory, which will just improve tank production. I'm just going to continue expanding to the left there. I'm also going to build a radar dome, which is quite useful, especially in team games, so I can see what my teammates or what position they're in, because I don't really have time to be looking at my teammates while I'm focusing on my own game. Although with a radar dome I'll have full map visibility. And you can see I'm just moving my tanks into this middle section here along the bottom of the map. And that's just to make sure that if the other team do decide to attack, that we're fighting with our tanks and they're not attacking my base. And you can see yellow there, Deadeye Darren, he is mining the gems from the island in the middle in it, so that's good so far. And we can see Red Yoshi there, he's got some medium tanks guarding the entrance, and he's going to come out and take this battle. So I think he's got an extra tank here, but I've got extra tanks coming in as reinforcements. And this is heavy tanks versus medium tanks. And heavy tanks do have more armour, and they do a bit more damage. So the fight seems to be going my way for now. Yeah, definitely. And you can see we're both just moving our tanks around, using the Q button to keep them firing. And I think I'm getting the better of this fight, and you can see that Red Yoshi is pulling back, and I'm just going to let him pull back there. I'm not going to chase after him because I don't want to get stuck in the bottleneck. And you can see I'm just focusing on almost getting there, and you can see yellow is going to attack Matthias, Deadeye Darren. And you can see this is bad, because you can see that pink is got to the gem island and he's destroying the ore trucks of my teammate. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to fight quite fast here, and I'm going to just have to risk going through this area here, because you can see how hard it is for the tanks to get through. So I've lost a little bit more than I needed to, but it's important that I win this fight quickly, because I am going to need to help my teammate if at all possible. And Red Yoshi isn't just one of these players you can ignore. He would absolutely annihilate me if I went to help Deadeye Darren and ignored him. So I am going to have to win the fight here first. And you can see it's going quite well for me. The heavy tanks are definitely getting the upper hand here. And I will need to start taking out his buildings. And that will stop his production or slow it down for now. And yeah, I'm just bringing in my reinforcements as quickly as possible. You can see I've got my next ore refinery up. And I'm just going to keep on trying to improve my economy for now. And this fight is looking very, very good. And we're just going to keep on destroying his tanks, destroying his buildings. He's only got one war factory now, so it is very slow, his production. And we'll just try and get that other war factory down as well. Or maybe that ore refinery, because then he won't be able to spend anything more. So I'm just... I do have to be careful here that I don't lose all my tanks. And as you can see, his ore is cut off now. And now I'm going to start attacking Matthias, because you can see from the radar in the top right that Matthias is attacking my teammate. And he was saying earlier that he'd like Green to help. And you can see Matthias there, he's got that MCV, so I'm just going to destroy that, and I'm going to go after his MCV. So yeah, I do need to destroy that, because what happens is when it's on destroy structures, so once all the structures are destroyed, he'll lose all his tanks. And unfortunately my teammate is going to be dead before then. But I do need to destroy him, because I think Matthias, you can see, he's going onto my base. And you can see Red Yoshi there trying to give him some help. I just need to keep my tanks moving around as much as possible, and hopefully I'm able to take out all these structures. And it's starting to look quite good for me. Only one large power plant to go, and then hopefully if he's got no other MCVs, he will lose everything. And that's good game for Matthias. And you can see he got quite a bit of my base, but he didn't take anything out too vital. And I'm just going to destroy the last of Red Yoshi's tanks, and I'm just going to get my radar dome back up so I can actually see what's going on the map. So we've got 2 players left. Once I've destroyed Red Yoshi, we've got Lobobo in the top right, our teammate, and we've got Maxi, who's in the top left on the other team. So we haven't really seen much from Maxi yet. And now you can see that Red Yoshi is officially out of the game. I mean, it would have been very, very different if Matthias had managed to get MCV further up north without me noticing. He could have probably destroyed my base fully if that had been the case. Yeah, whenever you're near someone else's base and they're attacking your base, it's always better to attack their base than go back to your own, because by the time you get back to your own, even if you do manage to stop the last few buildings from being destroyed, you've took so much damage that the other team is going to be able to build up and beat you. Although it did look like Matthias had took a lot of damage from Deadeye Darren already. I don't think he actually had any production buildings left. But still, it was definitely a better option to attack his base than to fight the tanks in my base. So what we're doing is we're going up the left-hand side, round the back of our enemy's base. And we're going to see what he's got. And you can see my teammate is coming from the other side. So it looks like he's gone for light tanks, and he sort of was expecting me, I guess. And we're just going to take the fight here. I'm also bringing any reinforcements. And you can see he doesn't have too much, so this isn't going to be too much trouble in the long run. You can see my teammates coming from the other side now. And what we need to really do though is go for his base. So you can see my teammates there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other tanks just up straight into his base and destroy his buildings. So you can see he's all very condensed around that spot, and that's not going to be a problem. And you can see he does actually have some ore stacked up in those ore silos. So I think what he's done is he's just built one barracks and one war factory. He probably doesn't realise that you can build more troops if you get multiple war factories, multiple barracks, because that reduces the building speed. And this should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, there wasn't actually too much happening in the middle of this game with Gem Island. Sometimes you do get big battles around the middle. Anyway, that's the game. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.